Hello, guys! Should I get the "Please excuse my dope ass swag" cat poster? Or should I get the "Gay cat" poster? Let me know in the comments below.
Warning. In the contents of this video, a white person will be reviewing hip-hop albums. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, I am a big Kanye fan. He's a very influential artist. I really love everything that he puts out. And YouTube started recommending me these Kanye West ranked videos. And I'm like, wow, that's easy. I could do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. This album fucking sucks. Jehovah's Witness! Jehovah's Witness here! Jesus is king, baby! Woo! Sexy, blue, vinyl. I just want to impregnate. Personally, I love the sound of this thing. It feels like I'm in a church listening to hip-hop music. And I love tracks like Selah and God Is that make me feel like I ascend to another plane. But it is so short. When it misses, it really misses hard. Closed on Sunday, probably shaved 5 years off my life. And I really don't like the self-insertiveness of Kanye on a topic like Christianity. He literally compares himself to Jesus in a serious way. With Judas kiss and makeup, even with the bitter cup. Forgave my brothers and drank up. Just fucking kill me. I fucking hate bald people! Ah! I fucking hate bald people! My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is only popular because of when it came out. Is it Kanye's most creative project? Subjectively, I have to say no. Is it Kanye's best magnum opus? I have to say no. I love the luxurious vibe this album gives. It really feels sleek and just professional. But I do not want to hear Kanye deep-throating his microphone for 2 minutes at the end of Runaway. Blame Game. It turns one of the most beautiful Aphex Twins songs into "How'd you learn how to take dick? Yeezy taught me. Well, Yeezy taught you well." So appalled is how I feel listening to track 7 on this album. But on the opposite side of the coin, Devil in a New Dress is absolutely beautiful. Power and Hell of a Life just makes me feel like getting up and breaking shit. Dark Fantasy sets up the album perfectly. Lost in the World also drowns out that dark fantasy perfectly. It's a very complete project. Kanye is a master of polish. I just am not a fan of everything on this album. Watch the throne? More like, watch the bone I put in your mom's mouth.
Now that's coming!
Consistency is what I strive to have most in an album. Watch the Throne is like the opposite of that. Following My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Watch the Throne serves as sort of a success story. You get a lot of upbeat hype. Yes! We won! Songs. And they make you feel like a boss. Friends in Paris, Otis, No Church in the Wild, Murder to Excellence. All these tracks are awesome. But when you reach the track Who Gonna Stop Me? This is when the album starts to fall apart. Who Gonna Stop Me sounds like copyright-free dubstep music. If an adaptation as shit as The Great Gatsby is going to use your song as hype music, I think that's a testament to the quality of the song. Cheap-sounding synthesizers plague this album for this sense of hype. You get songs like That's My Bitch, Ham, Why I Love You, Illest Mother Effer. This album just tries way too hard, and it makes me feel fucking disabled. And my brain is in a vegetative state.
Donda, Donda.
Oh my god!
Donda,
This
Donda,
squirrel's
Donda,
throwing ass to Donda chants!
Donda.
I will say, Donda had one of the most enjoyable build-ups of all time. I had my popcorn in hand watching every live performance, waiting for the album to release. And it never did because Kanye just loves to blue ball. Was the album worth 3 delays? I'd say so, yeah. While this isn't my favorite Kanye by any stretch of the means, it is a very humanizing performance for the Goliath known as Kanye West, coming to terms with the loss of his mother. The songs that are done well, like Moon and 24, completely engross the listener into this hole of loss, and I fucking love that.
Me love Thunder album.
There is one major flaw I see with this album. If you're not already a fan of Kanye West, you're not going to enjoy this album. You have to already be introduced to who Jay-Z and Kanye are for Jail to be entertaining besides Done! None! Same goes for The Vision and Pop Smoke, rest in peace. Kanye still continues to update this album though, so hopefully those problems get fixed. And they also got a literal fucking tumor to feature on this album. Let's go! Yeezus is easily Kanye at his angriest. Before listening to this album, I did not want to punch any babies. But then I listened to this album, and I was like, I need to go to the orphanage and just... I love almost every track off this CD. And I really do not want to be this guy, but I'm going to say it. Yeezus is not experimental. It just blends Kanye's already established styles with industrial hip-hop. That's not an experiment, you fuck! The only real reason I talk about this before actually reviewing the meat of this album is fans loves to label this experimental, and it really undermines the creativity of 808s and Heartbreak, College Dropout, and even the sporadic life of Pablo. That being said, I enjoy the minimalism that this album succeeds at. The sheer aggressiveness of Kanye's vocals align perfectly with the noisy beats that Kanye raps over. It's very entertaining, and it's really good. It's really good. There's only two really songs I wasn't a huge fan of, being I'm In It and Blood on the Leaves. I'm not a contrarian, I swear. All you need to know is overall, it's pretty good. And the camera's getting fucky because of the sun. This is the album I listened to when smoking marijuana. Smoking some fat doobie trees. Hashtag stoner nay! Listen, I literally have no complaints with Kids See Goat. I would go as far as to say as this is Kanye's most perfect project. But that being said, the first time I listened to this album, I was like, yeah, this is good. That was an album that I just heard. The 30th time I listened to this album, I was like, wow, that was good. That was an album I just heard. It's very forgettable. The only real track I super remember off of it is Fourth Dimension and that one thing where he goes, Brah! All in all, this album just needs to keep sucking, because eventually, I will come. I'm sorry, that joke, that wasn't funny. But if I slam something, it will be funny. Why do people hate this album so much? Why? While this is the weakest in the soul trio of Kanye albums, I feel like it's a very solid listening experience. However, I would like to say there is one difference between this soul sample Kanye and these soul sample Kanye. It's the addition of synthesizers. Now, these synthesizers range from like fucking terrible to really amazing, like in the song Glory. And if you remember the tumor I expressed gaining earlier from listening to Watch the Throne, that sort of comes back in the form of Drunken Hot Girls in this album. Even though I do think Drunken Hot Girls and Barry Bonds are overhated. I said it. They're not that bad. There's worse songs. Even with these problems, I feel like every track on Graduation is just soul food. You know that one scene in Ratatouille where he eats the ratatouille and he like flashes back on his childhood? When listening to the track Everything I Am, that's how I feel. I'm looking back and it just makes me feel so happy. Every song, literally every song. The cover art even makes me happy. Look at how he's got a gold chain. That's the happiest shit ever. I don't want to see Kanye giving dick. Look at that. I love it. Yay!
I'm tickled, yay!
Alright, before this section starts, I want you to understand that I put Donda low because you had to have some prefrontal knowledge of what is happening in Kanye's life. The same thing is happening here. You need to have some sort of prior knowledge of what's happening at Kanye's life in this time to appreciate tracks like Wouldn't Leave. But unlike Donda, a majority of this album is enjoyable without that prefrontal knowledge. Ghost Town is a hauntingly beautiful Kanye Cudi classic that really brings out both singers, and I feel like the equally beautiful Violent Crimes is a great finish to this album. However, Violent Crimes is kind of ruined by the fact that Kanye didn't actually write the song That kind of ruins the personal nature of the lyrics about being a father. I don't. It's whatever though. Every song on this thing is really enjoyable. This album does get a lot of critiques from critics that the writing is apparently shit. There's a bar that is notorious on the song All Mine that rhymes outcome to without come. And I thought that bar was a lot like California. It's on fucking fire! I give this a Le Epic Doge meme out of 27 trillion billion. Late Registration is like the Shrek 2 of Kanye albums. There's a YouTube video that claims Shrek 2 is the perfect sequel. Well, yeah, it's the same concept here. That means Late Registration ties up a lot of the loose ends that College Dropout presented. The flows are better, the mic sounds cleaner, the audio sounds cleaner. Everything is just a general step up. This is a double-edged sword though, because Kanye's entire catalog of music has revolutionized the landscape of music forever. If you go for polish and not risky creativity, an album like Late Registration won't really stand out. If you don't give a shit about that though, every track is good. I especially love Gold Digger, Hey Mama, and We Major. My only real complaint with the actual songs though is Gone is channeled to the left ear like this. I don't only want to hear the music in my left ear. Give my right ear some love, baby. You have said this better though, so I just think it's fun. 808s and Heartbreak. What does Dry Bones and 808s and Heartbreak have in common? They're both skeletal as hell. Like if you're a real boner. Feeling mastery of the soul sample after 3 albums, for his 4th album, Kanye moved on to a new style. And holy shit, is it good. The use of heavy autotune and these barren songs, many of which don't have a sample, are just beautiful. Not to mention the fact that this is one of the first actual hip-hop albums to just sing and go for a more pop approach to hip-hop. I know you don't care about that. You don't need context, though, for his mother dying and his ex-girlfriend breaking up with it to understand his suffering. This is an album that clearly represents shock and suffering. I love every song, especially the beat switch on Paranoid. That is a fucking bop. Stop sleeping on this album and stop shitting on it. You're all a bunch of Snorlaxes, you fat fucks. Eat your fucking citrus berry. I'll be doing cool things like listening to music.
I got the control.
Silver Surfer. We're in the home stretch, baby. Woo! You know how I said earlier that this album is experimental? That was a fucking lie. What I actually meant is this is a very risky project. The life of Pablo is sporadic, rambunctious. It should please no one. It is completely inconsistent. Yet it completely succeeds in encapsulating every little brain cell in Kanye's mind. It's a loot box of an album. You don't know what you're gonna get. The Kinder Surprise egg that is Life of Pablo could open up to an upbeat banger like Highlight, No More Parties in LA, Famous, Feedback, or Fade. Or it could also open up to an oppressed sullen song like Lowlights, Real Friends, Wolves, or St. Pablo. This album just feels like a cry of bipolarity from Kanye before he was truly diagnosed. Or maybe not. The fat ass accompanied by the family photo on the album cover really shows off this sense of sex versus family, this bipolarity. I don't know.
My favorite record in Kanye's discography, that would have to be the College Dropout. Maybe.
So the College Dropout is my favorite Kanye album. Hear me out. I may be a tad biased since this was the first one I heard, but I feel like the social commentary on college fucking sucking is so relatable, and that's just a level of relatability that Kanye hasn't been able to reach since. He adds this theme of college sucking through these very funny skits that really enforce this whole project together. The sped up soul sample just feels so homey, and it's really embellished in the songs like Family Business and Through the Wire. I can't express how much I love the song Last Call as well. It's a great reflection on the early stages of Kanye's career. I don't know how a dude talking can be so hypnotic. Also, the cheekiness is unmatched. She can't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis. Are you fucking kidding me? That is a certified banger. Bang, 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 bang. Banger. Banger. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm kind of tired. This was a really hard video to make. It took a week of filming. Hey! Don't click off. If you could share this, like I know when people say share a video, you're like, no! Who am I gonna send it to? My fucking mom? Send her over SMS. Please watch this YNCF video. Just share it to someone, please. It would mean the world. Also, give me critiques. That would really help. Okay, bye. I'm not gonna make another video like this again.